Hello fellow coders, welcome back to a new episode of CodeMaster Quest. In today's journey, we'll tackle a frequency analysis problem. So let's start right in and find the problem statement on LeetCode. Here is the problem statement. Given an array of string words and an integer k, we should return the k most frequent strings. We should return the answer sorted by the frequency from highest to lowest, and we should sort the words with the same frequency by their lexicographical order. So if we got an input like this one, words equal to this array and k equal to 2, we should return I and love, because I and love repeated 2 times in this array, and this is the k most frequent word in the this input. So to solve this question, let's come back to the Visual Studio Code and try to solve it. Now let me define the function signature here. So let's say func top k frequent. Then the input for this function, which is an array of string like words, and an integer like k. And at the end we should return an array of string, right? So let's say array of string is here. And to find the number of occurrences for each word inside this input array, I want to use a dictionary. So let's say dict is between string and integer, and it's empty by default. And then for word in words, let's say dict for this word should be increased by 1, and we should define the default value here as well, which is 0. And after this for loop, we have the number of occurrences, right? And to solve this question, I want to use a heap data structure, and if you're interested to the implementation of heap in Swift, you can check the link in the description below. So let me change the browser and make a copy of my heap data structure and paste it here in Visual Studio Code. There we go. As you can see here in the implementation of heap, I'm using a generic data type here. So if I want to use this heap, maybe I can create a structure like word here, but to store it inside this heap, I need to conform to the comparable protocol. All right, so let's say comparable here. I want to store 2 pieces of data inside this structure. First, let's say word, which is on a string, and then the frequency here. Frequency, which is an integer, right? But since I conform to the comparable, I need to implement one function here. So let's say static func, left hand side is a word and right hand side is another word. And at the end we should return a boolean, right? So let's say boolean is here. So to compare these 2 words, I'm going to use the frequency here, right? So let's say return left hand side dot count less than right hand side dot count. But what should be happen if these 2 are equal together? So if left hand side dot count or frequency, sorry, it's a mistake by me. So it's a frequency. So left hand side that frequency is equal to right hand side that frequency. Then I need to compare the words by lexicographical order, right? So since I'm going to use a max heap here, I'm going to say left hand side that word greater than right hand side that word. There we go. After this implementation, I have a data structure which conforms to the comparable protocol, and I can store it inside the heap, right? So let me make an instance of the heap here, heap, and data type is word. Since we conform to the comparable, we can store this word inside the heap data structure. So now let me say for word and frequency in the dictionary, I can make a word here. So let's say item equal to word is word, and frequency is frequency. There we go. So now let's insert this new item to the heap, right? So after making our heap, we should go over our heap and remove the elements k times from this heap. So let's say for I in 0 until k, if let item equal to heap.remove. If you look at the remove function in the heap, it will return an optional data type here, so we need to unwrap it. So if let item is heap.remove, then we need to create something to store the k most frequent words. So let's say var result is an array of string and it's empty by default. And after finding this item, I need to say result.append item.worth. And at the end, we should return the result, right? Now let me run my Swift file and make sure that I didn't make any mistake during my implementation, but let's try to bring this input and output from the LeetCode. So let's say we want to run my function with this input. So let's say print top k frequent, then the input string array of string is here, and k is equal to 2, right? Let's bring the terminal and scroll to this part. So let's say Swift problem. This should be I and love, right? But we are not using I, so this is the only warning that I'm receiving here, so we can replace it with an underscore. So let me clear my terminal one more time and run my Swift file, and it seems we have the correct implementation for this problem. Let's remove this part and copy the entire implementation and come to the browser, remove this one from here and paste my code here. There we go. Here's the solution for this question. Thank you, everyone.